Today we're going to the Warhammer site and we're going to look at Warhammer Fest, all the things they've announced. We're going to specifically look at the Horus Heresy boxes in this particular video. Anyway, let's have a look, shall we? We're on the revealed box sets page on the community site. We're going to nosy down here and I'll show you the videos as they pop up, which is quite exciting stuff. Now, they said they've got a jaw-dropping trailer, so I think we'll judge that for ourselves, shall we? So let's just go with that and just see what it's like. I do like their style of making these videos. Awesome. I do really like that. That's really good. Anyway, it says that's for the Chaos side. Although they're not Chaos yet, right? They're turns of Chaos. They're not the Chaos Marines we know in the 40k era. There you go. This is a complete game for 2 players in a box that is packed with incredible new miniatures. If you don't like this, if you don't like sharing, it's a fantastic way to start and expand a new Warhammer Horus Heresy army. The miniatures will says are all plastic and much easier to build. It says making the game more accessible than ever before. It says who are we kidding? It says you're not going to share it. Actually, I think what will happen is, if they're not all the same models, and they could be because this era everybody had the same equipment, then basically it'll be one army. But if it is 2 different armies, you probably end up exchanging it with your friends. One side will be Chaos, one side will be whatever. But in this era, everybody was loyalists. It was a very dark era, and it was a lot of daddy issues going on. So yeah. But let's look at the models. This is what I call the Womble Armor. It's the Mark 6, the pointy nose. But it is some things that it's a blast from the past for me. You see the knife at the front of the gun? That used to be in all the model kits back in the day. This here, is literally how it used to look, including the shoulder pads and everything. I mean, it's a great set of armour. Anyhow, going down, I even remember all the armour bits here and how it looks, and it's classic. But yeah, this here to me, it's Rogue Trader era. Rogue Trader era was basically the basis for all the Horus Heresy stuff that came later. So if you wanted a Horus Heresy era, it would have been Rogue Trader. But that was called Warhammer 40k back in the day because they hadn't developed the story that far. That came later. All of the armour that you see came after this. Even the Mark III came after this. It was introduced in Red Dwarf. Or a White Dwarf, should I say Red Dwarf? White Dwarf. I've still got the pages somewhere. But they're introduced in White Dwarf in a series of articles, right, describing the various armour and when they were introduced and what they were for. And they've expanded on it from there. That article was literally the start of the Horus Heresy story, which was quite interesting. I cut it out and put it in the books that I've made to keep it handy, and I've still got it. So, but yeah, these are the Womble Armor, classic 40k miniatures here. That's what we're talking about. I mean, you didn't get any of this thing on the top there, and the power swords were rare, plasma pistols were rare, but the weapons, they're designed the same way. They haven't changed. Now, if we go down here to look at the more loyalist side, you've got your 2 rule books, and then you've got the other book here, Mark 6 Tactical Squad. That's it. I think that's a separate squad there, isn't it? Yeah. This is one of the ones they introduced in White Dwarf I was talking about a few minutes ago. These two here. This is literally the what resulted from that article. So Mark III armour there, Mark IV armour there. I don't remember what Mark VI armour looks like, to be honest. Anyway, here's Armament right there, back 10,000 years ago. And here's Gregor Fellhand, the Space Wolf guy. And these are their younger self. Probably, actually, it would have been after the fall of, what was it? Yeah, that would have been after the fall, wouldn't it, of Prospero. But yeah, the models are great. I'm loving the models. I mean, especially he's been able to get some Mark III armour. Now, here's the thing, right? Time is different in the Eye of Terror. A Space Marine from the 30th millennia could easily spend 10,000 years travelling in the Eye of Terror, and it could be just days. Days would pass. So you could go to bed, wake up in the 42nd millennia, and not even know 12,000 years have passed. Right, this is the thing. So for Chaos, you could literally mix these models in with your Chaos 40k army, and it would be legit. It would be perfectly legitimate to do so. And it might even work rather well as a kind of theme for your army. So you could use these in 40k, and you'd get the full Chaos, warp effect. Because if anybody has been in the Eye of Terror for any length of time, then what you're looking at is mutations and all kinds of stuff, and armour degrading, because the armour doesn't last long. They couldn't get access to new armour. They had to scrounge it up and do whatever they could. It's only later when the Forge World started producing stuff they actually managed to get replacements. But most of it is patchwork. If you read any of the books, especially Night Lords, you'll find that they actually struggled to maintain their armour, and they were literally beg, borrowing and stealing. So the ones that have been in the Eye of Terror the longest, their armour looks a bit weird because they've had to beg, borrow and steal the parts. And their armourers have made it fancy for the champions, but the rest of them are just wearing whatever they can find. So yeah, it all fits together nicely in the narrative. Anyhow, here we go, right? Mark 6 power armour with classic weapons. Now these are your loyalists, I believe. So let's have a look. They should both be the same Chaos and thing, where they shouldn't be any different. I always want to see an Imperial Fist army, but getting the yellow right, that's difficult. In case you're wondering, you start with brown. Start with brown coat. Now them missile launchers you see there, and the heavy bolters and grenade launchers, they're straight out of Rogue Trader. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. That was good. Right, this is new. This is one of those things they released recently for Chaos. I can't remember what they call it now. I haven't got any of them though. But that's new, right? It says back in the Rogue Trader days, you didn't get that kind of weapon on Space Marines. You got it on Terminators, but not on that. It's an assault cannon. But on the other hand, right, they called it a Reaper auto cannon or something like that. I can't remember now. Anyhow, looking at this, these are mostly classic weapons. And see where the hands are? This is how it was back in the Rogue Trader days. They did exactly the same thing. The Flamer looks exactly like that. The Melter looks exactly like that. All of this looks exactly like that. These bottom two here, they're the two that look different to me. Now the grenade launcher, classic. That's what it looked like back in the day. And this is the Rogue Trader first edition missile launcher. Right, from the era that was effectively the Horus Heresy era. Because if you think about Rogue Trader as the original Horus Heresy box. Well, it wasn't a box set, but the original Horus Heresy rules. And then it develops into 40k. Anyhow, it says these have been updated. The multi-melter there, that was only mounted on vehicles back in the day. But yeah, this is all good. I mean, he's got heavy weapon upgrade set, look. Laser cannons, you see, you could get them, but they were shoulder mounted. That was the original one there. They're all shoulder mounted. So, but I don't know what that one is. I've never seen that one before. But yeah, this is a blast from the past. It really is. Right, anyhow, let's go with these. We've got the plastic Demus pattern Rhino. So we have a look at that now then. Yeah, it's looking like the classic Rhino. I can't quite remember what the guns look like on the, I mean they does look like on the side on the Rhino. I know they weren't very detailed compared to the new one. I did have one back in the day. In fact I had several. What I did is I used a bit of milliput to dress it up to make it into an Elder tank, because back then Elder had no tanks. The Space Marines had a Rhino and a Land Raider and a Predator. The Elder had nothing. And when they introduced Aspect Warriors, that's when they started getting walkers and things like that. They were metal and... Actually, no, they came first, actually, yeah. But they were metal and they're always breaking. But here we go, look. You see, heavy bolter... Well, that is, I suppose it's a grav gun, is it supposed to be? Missile launchers on the Rhino. You never got any of that in Rogue Trader. It was just bolt guns on the Rhino. But yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I like the look of that. I like the look of that a lot. Now, here's something actually. Horus Heresy heavy tank. This is new. This wasn't in Rogue Trader. So we'll look at that now. Looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? Awesome. And there's the beast itself. Reminds me of something Forge World would sell. But yeah, this was never there in the old game. This is all new. Let's have a look at it. Right, strength 8, AP4. Oh god, look at that. This is going to make the same mistakes as 9th edition by the looks of it. Blast 5. Oh, mind you, they're using blast template, aren't they? Armor bin. Last thing you want is lots and lots of shots. Look at that heavy 12. This is what's slowing down the modern game. Driving me nuts, because you want a decent game and you end up counting dice constantly. I mean, it really slows down the game to the point it's infuriating. I've never liked it. I always thought a bolt gun should fire one shot. If you've got an assault weapon of some kind, it should fire more, and that's how it should be. But everything fires billions of bazillion shots now. Finally, we've got books. Various books from the Black Library. It says Lupercan's War. It's an anthology. Yeah, look, you've got several books in one there. Oh, short stories. The short stories for games were actually always really good. Right, or they have been. That's what hooked me in the first place. I remember stories from the Space Marine box set, the Epic Space Marine box set. They were epic. Originally, the Horus Heresy was listed in there as Terminators teleported in to Horus's command bunker, which is where you get it from, and they had an epic battle. But you don't hear the outcome because that was current at the time. It wasn't history. And that's where it starts. Later on, they said that every suit of Terminator armor has a little piece of the Emperor's armor in its shoulder pad as a mark of, as a tribute to the bravery from the Horus Heresy. But that was ancient lore from before, everything changed. It's probably been dropped now. But yeah, anyhow, that there is the Horus Heresy in the It's in the Warhammer Fest releases. I think it's quite exciting stuff. I mean, I know you don't get the variety and stuff there, but sometimes keeping it simple is the best way. Plus you get that rich background that comes with a Horus Heresy that you don't get as much with a 40k, because it's been around a lot longer. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this look and this little chat about it. It certainly got me excited, and I'm really thinking about going down that road, seeing how it goes. So we'll see. See you in the next one.